what we just witnessed last night from Stephen Curry has already solidified him as the best point guard in NBA history. Now, why do I say this? You got Magic Johnson out there, John Stockton, Chris Paul, Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson. It's been so many good point guards that come through the NBA, but I have personally like never seen anything like Steph Curry. For him to be 37, 36, 37, and still doing the things that he's doing at this age, it's mind blowing to me. But let's get into the game. So the Golden State Warriors, you know what I'm saying, they play the Denver Nuggets. And when it ended up going into overtime, Golden State was down early in this game. I think they trailed by like 16 points, if I'm not mistaken. Aaron Gordon was going crazy, had 50 points. I never seen Aaron Gordon score like we've seen the development of Aaron Gordon since he got to the Denver Nuggets. But it's kind of like, bro, I've never seen this. But I still feel like this is not the formula for the Denver Nuggets to win games. Having Aaron Gordon go for all these points, it's not the formula. The formula will always be Jamal Murray and Jokic pick and roll. Jokic actually leading the team in scoring and stuff like. If Jokic doesn't lead the team in scoring, it's kind of like you're not really offsetting anything from a stat point perspective. You feel what I'm saying? What I mean by that is it's kind of like, okay, if Jokic doesn't get the 30, 35 on top of the 10 assists, that's points. That's basically 10 assists is kind of like, you know what I'm saying, 20 points for somebody else or throughout the team. Then it's kind of like you're not adding that extra element to the Denver Nuggets. Now, as you can see right here, the Nuggets had a hot start fueled by Aaron Gordon, 50-point performance, which included 7 3-pointers in the first half. He went 7 for 7 in the first half from 3-point, right? So you get that type of production from Aaron Gordon. You're expecting that Jokic will pick it up. It's kind of like, I kind of feel like Jokic came in this year a little overweight. Like when I watched that game, I kind of felt like Jokic wasn't the same Jokic, in my opinion, athletically wise, like just running up and down the court, get into his spots. Like Jokic, for Jokic not to have good feet, and what I mean by good feet is he could barely jump off the ground, but it's like Jokic runs the floor very well for his size, but it's kind of like I just didn't see that. You feel what I'm saying? And you'll see like later on in that game, Jokic gave up. To me, he actually walked back on defense with about 10 seconds left, and he gives Steph Curry a free layup. You feel what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Never say die. I don't care if it's game 72 or it's game 2 of the NBA season. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? We in the fight, dog. We in a fight. You just don't give up like that. As I said before, the Warriors rallied behind Stephen Curry, who scored 35 of his 42 points in the second half and in overtime. Late in the fourth quarter, Curry led the comeback from a 14-point deficit, scoring 16 consecutive points to force overtime. He scored 16 consecutive points. You know what consecutive mean? One right after the motherfucking other. By himself. By himself, bro. Bruh, it's like, come on, bruh. Magic not doing that. Motherfucking, you can't throw AI from a skill standpoint. You know what I'm saying? He could probably be up there, but he just did it differently. But at the same time, he ain't got the rings, and that's my favorite player of all time. But like, it is what it is. Curry a different monster, man. He is. Curry is a different monster, and if he win another ring, I'm putting him ahead of LeBron. That it is what it is. In the overtime period, Curry and Jimmy Butler hit clutch 3-pointers to seal the victory for Golden State. Now, if we looking at the rest of the team, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. Switching out Klay Thompson for Jimmy Butler was the best thing the Golden State Warriors could have done, because we've seen Jimmy with his own team. We've seen Jimmy on the Miami Heat, and he really, really is good in the playoffs. But if they can get that throughout the season and they don't have to play in the play-in, because I think the last 2 years the Golden State Warriors have played in the play-in. If they can get some type of rest going into the playoffs with that starting five, they probably have. And I seen and I heard Steven Jackson say this, and it is true. And he was ahead of everybody when he said it. This is probably the best starting five in the NBA. not just off talent alone, but just off experience. You feel what I'm saying?
The Warriors can win the championship because they have this lineup that I'm about to say can possibly be the best lineup in the league this year. Steph at the 1,
Okay.
Jimmy at the 2,
Okay.
Kuminga at the 3,
Okay.
Dre at the 4,
Okay.
Horford at the 5. I like that. That's probably the best 5 in the league coming down the playoffs in the fourth quarter. I would trust. I would not trust more 5 that any other 5 in the fourth quarter in a big game than those 5 guys right
I'm
there.
mad at that.
They got a mixture of good veterans and that one good wild card and a young player and Kuminga. It just makes sense. So, as you can see right here, let's go down and actually look at some of the things that these players did. So Draymond Green played a key defensive role in guarding Nikola Jokic late in the game. So they always, they invented small ball. You know what I'm saying? Having these smaller players out there shooting the ball, spreading the floor, and having Draymond guard the bigger players, and he's just been successful at it. Like, it is what it is, forcing him to miss his missed shots in the regulation. Green also contributed to the offense by setting up timely scores. Of course, the dribble handoffs, the pick and roll, the give and go, whatever he did. Al Horford made a major impact off the bench. So he comes off the bench. Great signing by Golden State. You feel what I'm saying? His first game as a Warrior, scoring 13 points and hitting a crucial three-pointer in overtime. He also provided solid defense pressure against Jokic. So now you got another guy, another body to throw at Jokic. Because when you design your team, you have to design it to stop Jokic, because we all know that he's the big man in the West that you got to stop. You feel what I'm saying? There's no other big man. Maybe Sabonis, but I doubt it. They don't have the team to go around him. But like, if you're going to beat the Nuggets, you better have somebody to throw at Jokic. Jonathan Kuminga contribute to the winning effort, particularly on defense. Kuminga, they just gave him his money or whatever the case may be. He's the wild card. One game he might score a lot of points. One game he's not. So, but he has to be involved on the offensive side and the defensive side. He's that Kawhi Leonard that the Spurs had. But remember when they had all them veterans? They had Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Diaw. They had Tim Duncan or whatever the case may be. It was a lot of veterans around, and then they had that young wild card and Kawhi Leonard who could play both sides of the floor. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, bro, like, Steven Jackson was spot on with this team, with this starting 5, and then you got Al Horford coming off the bench, and then you got Pajensi coming off the bench with scoring. Then they still got Buddy Hield adding that spark off the bench scoring. Like, the Warriors, man, a lot of people probably not going to give them a chance because they looking at their size, but they can definitely make some noise in the West. And if they don't have to play a play-in game, they can go right into their playoff matchup and get that rest, that rest that you get, you know what I'm saying, while the play-ins is going on. It'd be beneficial for that team. Now, going to the Denver Nuggets. Now, the problem that I have with the Denver Nuggets is that I don't like the fact that they traded Michael Porter Jr. I think that Michael Porter Jr. is way better than I think his name, Cam? Whoever the dude they got from Brooklyn. You feel what I'm saying? He's way better than him. But the thing about that situation is more so that they couldn't. It was his contract. So the Denver Nuggets traded Michael Porter Jr. primarily due to, financial restrictions of his large contract, his defensive shortcomings. I don't really see no defensive shortcoming. He is like 6'9", 6'10", and he can shoot the lights out. And a significant drop in his playoff performance while playing through a shoulder injury. We all seen the shoulder injury that he had in the playoffs. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, so the Nuggets sent Porter and an unprotected 2032 first round pick to Brooklyn Nets for forward Cameron Johnson.
This next chapter out here in Brooklyn, I think over there in Denver, I felt like my ceiling had kind of plateaued. We have a very we just have a way of playing, and how Joker plays, how Jamal plays, that two-man game is very potent, and that's how we play. And I'm so appreciative of the way we play. We end up winning a championship, but I do feel like my ceiling in Denver kind of plateaued a little bit, and I'm excited for this next chapter in Brooklyn for sure.
Like, Cameron Johnson can shoot, but he's just not Michael Porter Jr. And I feel like this is what's going to mess up the Denver Nuggets, unless Jokic and Jamal Murray going to make up for it. But I highly doubt that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't replace what Michael Porter Jr. did for that team with a lower tier player that does the same things as him. That's just my opinion. The massive contract Porter was owed approximately $38.3 million for the 2025-26 season and $40.8 million, that's a lot of money, for the 2026-27 because they did give him the max deal. He signed it, the 5-year extension he signed in 2021. You feel what I'm saying? And you already know with the second apron, if you go over that apron, there's not much you can do. It's not that much you can do with your team, excuse me. Johnson's cheaper contract and contrast, Cameron Johnson's contract was significantly cheaper, helping the Nuggets build better bench depth. See, the thing about bench depth is it helps during the regular season, but we all know once you get in the playoffs, you're damn near going no higher than a 7-man rotation. Maybe 8, depending on how deep you run. But like, it's no higher than a 7-man rotation. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not that big of a deal, but I understand why the Denver Nuggets did it. Now, going back to the game at hand. Aaron Gordon had a career high of 50 points, scoring 17 of 21. He shot the lights out, 10 from 11 from 3. Despite the performance, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Aaron Gordon going for 50 points and still losing, you have to look at that and really, really say, like, you know what I'm saying? We have to find a way to win games. You know what I'm saying? Despite of these good performances, like you wouldn't expect that from Aaron Gordon, but like I said, bro, you can't. If Jokic doesn't get off offensively first, then everything else is just is obsolete, in my opinion. For the simple fact that when Jokic gets off, it just opens up everything on the floor. Like I would rather have Gordon go for 25. And then Jokic get his 30-35 plus his triple-double. And then Jamal Murray go for his 20-25. And then everybody else fall in. Instead of Jokic going for 50. Instead of Aaron Gordon going for 50 and Jokic only getting 21. Yeah, you had 10 assists, but you average 10 assists. That 10 assists is going to get there with your 35 or with your 21. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I would rather Jokic get off. And then with his triple double, everybody else fall in. But like he said, Jokic had 21 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. He struggled with his efficiency shooting the ball. You feel what I'm saying? It was their first game. This was the Denver Nuggets' first game. This was the Golden State Warriors' second game. You feel what I'm saying? Jamal Murray had a double-double with 25 points, 10 assists, 11 of 20 from shooting. Jamal Murray looks healthy. That pick and roll is still going to pick and roll with them two. Like, that's their bread and butter, and they need to stay with that. They did end up paying Christian Braun the beginning of this year. They made up a late regulation after the offense rebound, but struggled to defensively to contain Steph Curry. Come on to Steph Curry. We already know that. Tim Hardaway Jr., I think he's been off and on, you know what I'm saying? Even on that the Dallas Mavericks finals run, when they got to the finals, they didn't play him a lot for a reason. They just didn't play him a lot. He only had 2 3-pointers off the bench, but it's kind of like, bro, you supposed to be that spark off the bench and you're not putting the ball in the hoop at a consistent, you know what I'm saying, a consistent rate. And that's just my thing. You feel what I'm saying? But back to Steph Curry, bro. There's not, like, if you want to look at players of all time, there's not a player that you can name to me that's better than him at his position. The only player that you can possibly bring up is Magic Johnson. And like I said, if he get 5, if he get another one, Steph Curry, move over, bruh. Just go ahead and move over, man.
Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes.
Do you think Steph has surpassed you as the greatest point guard of all time?
Well, does the number say that, Zach?
Not yet. I would still say it's you if you ask me.
If he got more than 5 championships, if he got more than 3 finals MVP and 3 league MVPs, then he's the greatest. Number 1 in assists, all time in the finals. Number 2 in double-doubles. Number 1 in triple-doubles. All time in the NBA playoffs. Number 4 in steals, all time in the playoffs. If he got more than those numbers, he's the best.
Well said. Let me ask you this.